Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another episode of Driving and the News. Today is March 21, 2023, the first full day of spring. So if you just clicked on this video for the very first time, my name is Freddie Cardona and I have several playlists on my channel, and Driving in the News is one of them. Pride in Patterson is another. I have a relaxation video as well on my channel. Now this particular video, this type of video may not be very exciting for some, but the reason for this video is to record history. Every day, Monday through Friday, on my commute to work, I record the news, and I do that so that folks can have a record of a little snippet of the news here in the New York Metropolitan area. So I bring you guys with me as I drive to work, and I'm listening to 1010 Winds in the New York Metropolitan area. So I'm grateful for those of you that have stuck with me throughout this project. I appreciate it. I know this isn't as exciting as some of the other videos. It's just basically driving and listening to the news for that particular day. Obviously, when I am not at work, we'll skip a day, right? But generally, Monday through Friday. And I've been doing this now for about 6 months. So you can go back and check and see what the news was on any particular day that I may have uploaded. All right, let's get you the news.
WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
38 degrees now in Bay Ridge. You're at 39 in West Hempstead. 42 nice and sunny in Central Park. Humidity is only 37%. Wind southwest at 5. We're heading up to 60. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Zach Newman's our service aide. Justin Schrager is the editor. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York. Good morning, 42 degrees, 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday, March 21st. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. The NYPD is ready for what may come, but CBS is reporting that former President Trump will not be arrested today, as he'd indicated. 2 dead, 5 injured in a T-bone crash that sent a car careening onto a sidewalk in Bensonhurst. Two Bros Pizza, home of the $1 slice, is now the home of the $1.50 slice. Another close call at one of the nation's airports, Burbank, California, where a Southwest flight was trying to land as a helicopter was practicing touch and goes on the runway. And on this first full day of spring, it's also time to welcome allergy season. Sports. The Knicks lost. Rick Pitino will be introduced today as the new head coach at St. John's, while St. Francis is ending its entire athletic program. 1010 Winds AccuWeather, sunny, nice, mild this afternoon. We'll have a high of 60 in Midtown. Winds News on 801. Time to check traffic and transit with Karen Stewart.
In Brooklyn, the inbound Gowanus to the Bell Parkway merge. We've got an accident. We've got one lane block. We've got jam-ups back to the Verrazano Bridge. The BQE eastbound is then going to be jammed from the Prospect Expressway into Flushing Avenue near Tillery Street. We've got an accident and we've got the left lane closed. As we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, we've got 40 minutes inbound of the Hollow Lincoln George. The RFK Triborough is a very heavy ride. The Queens Midtown Tunnel has you jammed from back at Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. The Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and the Williamsburg are both very heavy. The Throgs Neck Bridge is doing well into the Bronx, but I mention it because it's not doing well off the Throgs Neck Expressway. We are bumper to bumper up into Bronx Pelham Parkway on the Bruckner northbound off the Throgs Neck Bridge, so that's what you're going to be faced with if you take the Throgs Neck into the Bronx. Now, if you take the Whitestone, the bridge is good and you're good in the Bronx, but we've got a Whitestone Expressway delay that starts all the way back at Northern Boulevard. Moderately heavy traffic traveling up into the Bronx-bound side of the Whitestone Bridge. We've got delays on the southbound Whitestone Expressway off the bridge down to Northern Boulevard, up to the Grand Central Parkway, and all the way up to the inbound RFK Triborough. Alternate side of the street is in effect today citywide. Traffic is sponsored by Cars for Kids. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes around the clock. Breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Cars for Kids. No more stressing over your old vehicle.
I want to give a quick note here for Miriam Buckholtz, one of my subscribers. She's been with me for a very long time. I haven't seen her on the comments in a while, in the comments. Miriam, if you're listening, I hope everything is okay, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that she's been with us for a long time, and she's comments on almost all my videos. Haven't seen her, I think, since March 10th. All right, let me get you back to the news.
This morning, a lone NYPD car is sitting with lights on in front of Trump Tower here as barricades surround the building on 5th Avenue around 57th and 56th. A similar scene, a barricade surrounding the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, although there is no indication that today will be the day that Trump is indicted. Now, last night, a small group, about 24 members of the New York Young Republicans, gathering outside the courthouse. Their president is Gavin Wax.
At the end of the day, I think it only helps one person. I think it only helps Donald J. Trump. I think it's going to solidify his win in the primary. I think it's going to help him in the general. So I don't know. It seems like a dumb electoral move.
And we're being told there'll be a small protest here at Trump Tower at some point today, and then a caravan of pro-Trump cars from Long Island will pass by the tower here and keep on heading down to the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM at Trump Tower.
The grand jury in this case heard from what could be its final witness yesterday.
The potential final witness in the case, Bob Costello, was brought in to testify about the credibility of Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer and the key witness in the investigation. It was Cohen who made the hush money payments to former adult film star Stormy Daniels on behalf of Trump in the final days of the 2016 campaign. In 2018, Trump initially denied knowing anything about it. The grand jury has since investigated whether related business and campaign records were falsified.
Robert Costa reporting some legal experts have raised doubts about the viability of the case. Among them, Stormy Daniels' former attorney, Michael Avenatti, who tweeted, "You can't build a case on the testimony of Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels." Avenatti was sentenced to 14 years in prison for stealing from his clients. A car went out of control in Bensonhurst yesterday. It blew a red light and smashed into another car. One of the cars then jumped a curb and plowed into people on the sidewalk. When it was all over, 2 people were dead, 5 injured. Darius Radzius with more from Bensonhurst this morning.
Car parts flew everywhere after police say a Toyota Camry ran a red light and smashed into the side of a Honda SUV here on 18th Avenue at 64th Street. Ali could not believe it.
It's so scary, this thing. Nobody likes to see like that.
The driver of the Honda was killed. The force of the impact caused his Honda to spin out of control and hit a 60-year-old woman at a crosswalk. She was pronounced dead. Cops say the driver of the Toyota, 49-year-old Vitaly Konoplyanov, was speeding.
I don't know what's going on, why he comes so fast like that.
Others inside the vehicles were rushed to hospitals. Konoplyanov was arrested on 2 manslaughter charges.
Blurry.
Licensed operator. Darius Radzius, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
1010 Wins AccuWeather on this first full day of spring. It'll be sunny, nice, and mild. We'll have a high of 60 in Midtown, 65 in the inland suburbs, staying in the 50s on Long Island, though. 42 degrees now, sunny, humidity at 37. The winds are southwest around 5. 42 degrees, and we're going up to 60. The NYPD is on the hunt for the arsonist who set fire to 2 cop cars in the Flatiron district last night. Happened around 8:30 at 29th and 6th. One of the cars was marked, the other not. There was nobody in the cars at the time and nobody was hurt, but the cars were badly damaged. There is no word yet on who might have done it or why. With hundreds of fires around the city being blamed on e-bike batteries, Mayor Adams has signed some legislation aimed at preventing such fires.
This plan commits to designing a safe environment access program that will help New Yorkers transition away from illegal mopeds and uncertified bikes and batteries to safe, legal devices and batteries.
Under the legislation, e-bikes sold in the city would have to carry an underwriter's laboratory seal of approval. Two Bros Pizza, home of the $1 slice. Well, it was the home of the $1 slice. The grim reaper of inflation has caught up with Two Bros, and now a slice is $1.50.
My name is Eli Halali. I'm one of the bros. I'm Warren Halali. I'm one of the bros. We are the Two Bros.
Eli Halali tells the New York Post, over the past few years, we've done everything in our power to keep the cheese slices at $1 while refusing to compromise on our quality, but we are no longer able to break even. The biggest contributor to the decision, cheese prices. Habitués of Two Brothers will have to adjust one way or the other. A student at the new school tells the Post he used to buy 3 slices, now he's only getting 2. Others say that even at $1.50, Two Bros is still a bargain. There's a fungus among us in some of the nation's hospitals, and unfortunately, in some cases, it's proving deadly.
Cases of Candida auris are accelerating at a worrying pace, according to a new report published by the CDC, with the number of infected patients nearly doubling in 2021. 30 states and the District of Columbia have reported cases of Candida auris, which generally have no symptoms in healthy people, but can pose a dangerous and deadly threat to people being treated for other conditions in hospitals and nursing homes. While lapses in precautions during the record COVID surges likely drove some of the uptick in recent years, preliminary data for 2022 suggest outbreaks are continuing to accelerate of this drug-resistant fungus.
Alexander Tin reporting the fungal infections were initially reported mostly here in New York and in Chicago, but now they've been reported in more than half of all states. Yet another report of a close call at a U.S. airport, this time in California.
In the latest incident, Southwest Airlines Flight 2023 was about a mile away from landing at the Burbank Airport when a fire department helicopter practicing touch and goes, landings and takeoffs was on the runway. Controllers told Southwest to go around.
So 2023 go around? Order SF is 2023, we've got the helicopter.
The audio from live ATC, the controller told the chopper to remain in place while a Southwest Boeing 737 cut off its approach. The FAA says it's investigating to figure out how close the Southwest flight and the helicopter came to each other. Alex Stone, EBC News.
All right, guys, thank you so much for viewing today's episode of Driving in the News. I appreciate you taking the time to do so. I do realize this isn't the most exciting type of video, but I feel it's necessary that we record our history. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next Driving in the News.